Tinx, as you guys can tell, we're on with Tinx today. Yay!
Hi.
My own Theodore Roosevelt.
Hey. I'm so excited to be here. Long time coming.
I know. It really is a long time coming. I'm so happy you're here.
So happy to be here.
You're so smart. What we were talking about is like, you can't just hate somebody anymore. You have to find a reason. You have to find an old tweet. You have to find something they did that was fucked up. Fucking a gazillion examples. Dig shit up. Where it used to be like Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers, I think she's such a good example where it's, and by the way, everybody loves her and misses her every day and misses and craves that humor.
But if we did that, we'd be canceled.
Fully canceled.
Yeah.
But I think it was actually a much easier time because it was just, oh, we'd roll off her back. Okay, Joan thinks my dress is hideous. I'll live.
And they all loved her.
And they all loved her.
None of the celebs didn't like her.
No,
They were like, you didn't like the yellow one. I'll wear like a nude one next time.
Totally. And, and I mean, think about it like in your own life. Your friends, like the people who you love the most, are the ones who tell it to you straight and are honest with you sometimes and are like, oh my God, you're doing that thing again. Or like, oh, you can't wear that. Or like, oh, no. They're honest with you. That's what life is. It's so fake to try and make everything nice all the time.
I know that's what kills me about the internet people because like, let's say you say something, for example, and some things are so dramatic. So I don't know if you're watching Love Island and this will come out after this is not a big deal, but one of the contestants, somebody like posted revenge porn, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
It's a really explicit video.
That's awful.
The contestant took it super lightly and posted like, hey guys, just got back, saw this crazy thing. I'm going to try to live my life. Thank you for reaching out. Like he took it chilly. I would never post the link because like morally I wouldn't do that. But like I posted some like, oh my God, I just saw. Now, if I sit and think about it and do a thesis, like should I put, which I don't because then I wouldn't have an Instagram if I had to think about every frame. But then like I saw a few messages that were like, Love Island contestants committed suicide, and I'm like, oh my God, this is heavy that you're trying to tell me that I'm going to single-handedly make someone take their own life. So I took it down because you know how some things aren't worth it? Like there's some hills you'll die on.
Yes.
I won't. Like, but then I was like, the whole reason that I took it down was because if he didn't want people getting to it, I don't want people searching for it. But then he put up that story, which I'm like, sir, you know that that story is going to get everybody searching for what?
Everyone is going to search for it. I know. I think the internet just, I think that the real problem are the people who have knee-jerk responses to everything and to send you messages like that and trying to connect those dots and try and like point the finger on it. It's like, just take a beat. Anything on the extreme, just like, don't say it. Or just like before you DM someone, it's just because I get those messages too where it's just, I mean, I call them the banana brigade and that's in like, because one time I put up, oh, I really love bananas. And someone was like, they were like, oh my God, like with your platform, like you need to, bananas have a lot of sugar in them. And I was like, dude.
Oh wait, it was just about the sugar. It wasn't about like
it was,
in Colombia,
or it's like, but no, but it sometimes
children.
Yes, and you get those messages too, where it's like it's so intense, or it'll be like such a like 3-point connection to something, and I'm like, do you have nothing better to do with your day? Like this is not what this is about.
So that's how the banana brigade happened.
Yes,
it was literally about bananas.
It was, yes.
And then you have other good ones. It's strong opinions, loosely held.
Strong opinions, loosely held. Which I
call it a flip.
You call it a flip.
That's true.
Which is just like the best way to be. By the way, the smartest people are like that. If you're not constantly taking on new information, it's showing you're open-minded.
Yeah.
It's showing like, okay, if you give me new information, I'm happy to consider it. But until then, I'm going to form my opinions.
Also, like, there's a fine line between love and hate,
100%.
If you're like, I hate micro mini skirts and then you try one on, looks good on you.
Yeah.
Then it looks good on you.
Obsessed, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone needs to just.
What are other Tinxisms? Well, there's a Theodore Roosevelt one that I love, but I got so many messages giving you. By the way, I wasn't even being sarcastic. I thought Tinx came up with it. And by the way, Tinx doesn't say she came up with it.
I always try and say, to the point where I feel stupid, I'm like, I didn't think of this. I didn't create this. Like, because that's another thing that people jump down your throat about. Is like, you can say something and you're like, you didn't invent that. And I'm like, you didn't even let me finish my sentence. I was going to say, so I just say it all over and over again. And then I feel like I'm just some sort of a clown repeating myself.
But the thing is with you, like you do have things that are copywritten. I mean, are they really? I wonder. Did you copyright anything? Did you copyright Tinx?
Just like rich mom gear, stuff like that. But that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like because you do have things that are yours. Like, I didn't know, like, emotional support, water bottle. That is
ESWP,
you.
that's me.
But, like, people probably lose, like, sometimes it can get lost that it's yours. And probably people that might not even follow you will know about it because somebody else said it. So that's how things, like, happen.
I've always had a lot of little phrases or, word plays or little, languages, whether it's with my brother or my family or my friends. Like, I've always been that way. So that was just a natural extension of it. And it so depends, because sometimes I'll wake up and I'll see, like, someone will say something that I have said or an idea that I've created, and I'm like, what the frick? And then sometimes I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, just
and sometimes,
be easy with this stuff.
And sometimes I do rationalize it, and, like, the internet is so, like, huge that it could, like, ideas kind of, like, roll. And sometimes people don't actually know that they took an idea. They think they came up with it,
Of course, yeah. They think that they came up with it. And I mean, it's so funny how quickly things catch on. Like, right now, everyone on the internet is saying, I fear a lot. And I think it's from Brett. And she was saying,
Who's Brett?
She's one of Jake Shane's best friends. She's a really great influencer too. She's so cute, at Brett's Bites. And she was like, that's common sense, I fear. And then I think that that's where it came from, but I actually don't know. So in my head.
Isn't that like a British way to speak?
I think she was just being funny. I don't know. I think it was just from this viral clip, because she was talking about marathons. He was like, oh, are all marathons the same length? And she was like, yeah, that's common sense, I fear. So in my head, I'm attributing I fear to her, but I have no idea if that's actually where it started from. And it's so funny. And now it's all over the internet. Everybody's saying I fear or whatever. But again, I have no idea if that's where it started.
But in what way do you use it? Can you use it in a different way?
People will be like, I need a matcha, I fear. Yeah.
And you're, like, from London.
I'm from London.
Does it sound so? It's a little British, I fear. No,
it is. I don't know why she said it, but now everybody on the internet is saying.
I've always been obsessed with the way people talk. I could copy, like, someone's mannerisms too. Yeah. Like, I'm into that. I'm like, talk weird. Have a lisp. You have a lisp.
I have a lisp. Yeah.
Have a lisp. Like, talk outside. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love the way people talk.
So do I.
I'm like, say something funny. I don't think I could pull off I fear. That's why I asked a few times.
Yeah.
But, like, give me something good to say.
No, I love all that stuff. We have so much in my friend group. Yeah. My best friend, like even like we took from Bethany Devoon. Like, we always say Devoon in my friend group now.
You love Bethany now?
Yeah,
do you flip on her?
I don't. I love her. I think I don't know if I'm on board with all of her content, but, like, I love her, and I'm always gonna tune in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says Devoon, like divine.
Yeah, she'll be like, because she does all these, like, crazy eating videos. She'll be like, okay, like, my breakfast is like cottage cheese with tuna on a rice cake. It's Devoon, and so we always say Devoon.
I could see you eating cottage cheese and a rice cake with tuna.
I know. I do have some weird eating things that I'm like, I really go there. But I love food. I'm always, like, thinking about the next meal, and I love food.
Well, I've copied some of your foods.
Yeah,
I got the Lenwich.
How good is the
cornflake?
That Lenwich.
That Lenwich is too good, though. And you feel like you're eating healthy, but you're not. You're like spinach wrap.
I know.
Babe, what spinach? Where?
Oh my God. Also,
what spinach? Where?
The spinach wraps that we all eat every day, it's fluorescent green. It's definitely not real.
Literally.
I was thinking about that the other day when I was eating my Lenwich, and I was like, this is not the color of spinach. It's definitely not. It's like food coloring or whatever. And I'm like, healthy because it's a spinach wrap.
Right.
Also, someone once told me that wraps are actually less healthy than bread.
They are.
Because it's like all the bread, like, smashed together.
So much more. It's so much wrap.
I know, but it's just a wrap hits differently.
I know.
Like, and I just love how tightly they pack it at Lenwich. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to get my Lenwich order. It's a spinach wrap, mayo, mustard, turkey, pepper jack, pepperoncinis, or banana peppers, whatever you want to call them.
Ugh, banana. No, they don't have banana peppers there.
Or pepperoncinis.
Oh, they're interchangeable?
I feel like yes. I fear.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about the I fear.
And then pickles and lettuce and tomato. It's so good. It's literally the best.
It really is. I've never, by the way, I screenshot this story. That's how fat I am. And then ordered it. And I've never had like pepper jack. That's not a meat cheese.
It's so good with, I feel like the combo of pepper jack and turkey is really good together.
I love turkey. By the way, I ate it pregnant. You guys cancel me.
It's fine. I went to Jersey Mike's for the first time, like, 3 weeks ago. My friends took me, and I was being so snobby about it because I was like, guys, I don't know. Like, I read that like this kind of deli meat is really bad for you, whatever, whatever. And then my friend saw my story of Lenwich, which I eat literally every weekday of my life. And he was like, if you think that the turkey at Lenwich is better than the turkey at Jersey Mike's, you are fooling yourself. And I was like, yes, it is. It's different. Okay?
Wait, have you had Jimmy John's?
No.
Okay.
I need to go.
Jimmy John's, you guys
I'm a
listen to
Publix
this.
sub girly. I'm like Publix for life. Like, because I grew up going to Florida.
But that's not here.
No, I know. But I need to go to Jimmy John's.
Wait, Publix is not a UK thing?
No. So every year I would come to Florida for 2 months to live with my grandparents. And that's like was my introduction to America. So I thought that America was like Naples, Florida. and I loved it, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to move to America for college, is because I was like, I love it. I love malls. I love like fast food. I love all that stuff from America. And yeah, it was great. I loved it.
That's very like Jewy of your grandparents to live in Florida.
I know. I loved it.
Yeah?
I loved every second of it.
Do they still live there?
My grandmother does.
Oh.
Yeah. I love her so much. She's
And
like
you go out there?
94. I go to visit her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like when you're in Miami, do you hop over?
Yeah, I hop over because it's like 2 hours from Miami and it's just another like old people town, Naples. But yeah.
Let's talk about something you've been doing recently. You've been DJing.
I'm a DJ now. Yes. It is truly.
I'm a DJ now, yes.
I fear.
You're owning.
I fear I am yet another influencer who's become a DJ. And I know.
Well, is it an influencer or is it like Paris Hilton?
Thank you.
I mean, she's the
OG,
the
my
OG,
ultimate inspiration. I wish I had a deep story about why I started. I was actually on a few substances at Coachella last year with my best friend. And we were watching Sophie Tucker, and if you don't know who they are, they're an amazing duo, like best friends, whatever. And we were like, we could do that. Like, we could do that. And I love to party. I love to drink. I love to have a good time.
Wait, is the friend Lucas?
This is a friend of Lucas. Yeah. And we were like, why don't we just get paid to do the thing that we love to do anyway? And we could use it as a way to get our friends to come with us on all these journeys and places.
He's not a DJ from before?
He is a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. He's always worked in music. I mean, he has another job too, but he's always been in music. He knows how to DJ. And he was like, yeah, I could teach you. And then we could, leverage your influencer platform and we could make a go of it. So we do it together. He's been my best friend for like 8 years. And
wait, so there was never anything like sexual with Lucas?
So when we first met, we dated. We met in San Francisco. He was working at Google. I was working at Poshmark. It's a true San Francisco tech love story. And what's crazy is that there is this like fancy private members club in San Francisco, because they don't have a Soho House, called The Battery, where all the like tech bros go. And we were at a party there, and I saw him and I went up to him, and I swear to God, the first words I ever said to him were "Are you a DJ?" Because I just like felt this aura to him. And then we like—
That's your origin story.
That's my origin story. And then we like went on a few dates, but then just like became best friends.
So what do you do in the situation? Like Tinx wants to become a DJ. So do you tell your team like, hey guys, I want a DJ now? Like,
sadly, they're quite used to me calling them in the middle of the night and being like, guys, I've decided to become a DJ. And look, like, it's annoying for them for sure, but also half of my ideas pan out. Maybe not half, maybe like a quarter, but it's been going really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've been booking things.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think like I said, I'm still learning. I'm so aware of that. Sometimes I'll see people like trying to film me doing a transition, and I'm like, I'm slow.
What's a transition like between songs?
Between songs. And I'm like, I do.
Wait, you see people trying to film you?
Yeah, because they're so shady.
Mean?
They're trying to be like, oh, Tinx doesn't know she's up there to dance. And I'm like, predominantly I am dancing, but like I fully learned. Lucas and I spent hours and hours in this studio that we rented and in the—
Do you think you're being paranoid, or do you think they're zooming in?
No, I literally see them trying to zoom in when I'm DJing, and I'm like, go away, like.
Wait, that's so.
And someone actually asked me anything yesterday. They were like, I've never seen you do a transition. Like, can you? And I'm like, I fully can, but I'm also very open.
But you guys, you know what's so funny? I'm fully picturing that DJs are using like a chicka chicka.
No, there is a chicka chicka. No, there is, yeah. But,
there is.
But we don't really use that much. It's mainly about like doing the transitions back and forth and making it sound smooth.
Buttons, but it's buttons. It's not
like
chicka-chicka.
it's like dials, a lot of it. But it's like hard. I don't read music, and
Wait, did you get the most important approval from DJ James Kennedy?
I actually did, yeah.
Yeah?
He's written some nice things on clips of us. Yeah, he's sweet.
Nice.
I'm a DJ James Kennedy stan. And an Alex
I actually,
stan.
by the way, when he puts up DJ stuff, I'm like,
no, he
like, I'm into it.
He really gets like what people want.
Yeah.
He's like a perfect like party like DJ.
But I have to be honest, Tinx, when I see you at looking like Surf Lodge or something, smushed between like 25,000, I mean, I'm exaggerating, sweaty people, like, I don't want to be there.
I get it. And I think for me, like admitting that I just truly love to party so much has been so freeing because I'm like, yeah, I it's not a phase. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like
not over. It's still not over.
It's not over. I love to dance so much. Like I really do like to actually dance. I love to be with my friends being silly. And of course there's some clubs which I feel like, you know, maybe I don't go to anymore. They're kind of like a younger crowd, but like I love it. I love to have fun.
Wait, have you done like New York City clubs?
We did Lucy's.
But that's like, what is Lucy's like more like, it's not like a marquee.
Dark club. No, it's like.
No, but Lucy's is like cool. It's like.
Lucy's is so cool.
Yeah.
It was such a fun night. It was fun. And it's also like, I love to like bring joy to people. And I feel like as someone who's very like always looking for there to be good energy, being a DJ, it's also about like feeling the vibes and like, okay, they need a more upper song or whatever. I just want people to have fun.
That's cool. And have you gotten like support from people about this?
Yeah,
thing?
People have been amazing. People, for the most part. I mean, of course, I've gotten some like, oh, this is so embarrassing, whatever. But like, everything is embarrassing until you're good at it. Everything is. I love that TikTok that was like, everything you want is just over the side of cringe mountain, and it's like you have to like cringe yourself out a little bit and then keep going. And how many times have we seen that with people where we're like, oh my god, this person's trying that, like cringe, and then in a year we're like, oh my god, they're so good at it.
That's so true.
So you just have to kind of like, I'm so over the beam. I get it. I'm cringe. I'm embarrassing. Who cares? I also have more fun than anyone. So
I love the lean into the party. I also saw something. I didn't see something. It wasn't a TikTok. It was me coming to a conclusion that I don't think relates to this, but might, or I might force it because I really want to share it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say this without like outing the person's, and not that it's embarrassing for them, but I was just thinking about every moment in your life or in your career, whatever your career is, there is like a moment that's like the best moment of your career
100%.
Until there's the next best moment.
Yes.
And the first best moment will seem so small when the like 20,000th big moment. But I was looking at this woman wrote to me, she offered me like a class in something, and she offered it, I guess, to another like influencer podcaster. And she was so excited that that person invited them on their podcast because a lot of people have like specialists and whatever. And I looked at her Instagram, and the day that she went on that podcast, she like wore this suit and she wrote on her Instagram, like, this is the most, like the biggest day of my career so far. And it really like made me emotional for her because I was like, that is the biggest day of her career so far. And it's not small. Like to me, I'm like, oh, I've been on her podcast, right? But for her at that moment, it's the biggest, and then they'll be the next biggest. And I always think about that with me too. Like, what was the biggest? And then you have the next biggest, and you're like, oh, this is actually the biggest.
Yeah.
And then you have the next biggest, and like, this is actually the biggest. And it's just,
it's so nice.
And it's just nice.
And it's nice to honor those moments. Like I like never look back and think, oh, like that was chopped liver for me now. Like I literally think it's so important to honor everything that you've done, the smallest thing, the first thing, and like think, wow, that like.
So what was yours, babe?
What was my biggest so far?
No, your biggest first.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think really just all of 2020 was so like a fever dream. It was so insane to me when I just was collaborating with like Gwyneth Paltrow, and like all these celebrities were following me for the first time, and like people were resharing my content. It was just, I just have never felt so happy in my life.
What was the Chipotle thing?
All of my work with Chipotle was so incredible.
That was like one of the first big things, no?
I had my own bowl in Chipotle for like, I think they were doing, it was a month or something. And I just.
Because you were obsessed with Chipotle then?
I love it. I still eat it like once a week.
What's your order there?
So it changes, but right now it's a chicken quesadilla with sour cream and then hot sauce.
But I thought you were like in a healthy era-ish. It's a quesadilla? It's not even a bowl?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of, so I started working out, and I don't talk about it because I made it my whole personality, but like in January I started like going to the gym for real. I got a trainer. I lift like heavy weights now. And I do feel like it's kind of hard to have like, some people can do it, but for me, I can only like concentrate hard on like two things at once. Do you know what I mean? Like you can either eat healthy or work out or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just kind of gotta like, you know.
No, it's totally, I get it.
And it's like if your career is firing, then maybe you don't have as much energy for dating or whatever. That's what I tell.
Is that what you're trying to tell us right now? No. Wait, are you not?
Neither are firing, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wait, are you not dating right now?
No, I am.
Are you on apps?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I think people view the apps the wrong way. I kind of view them as like Uber or Uber Eats or whatever. Like it's a tool to get you to meet someone. It's not like a husband catalog. It's just literally taking the space of what like people used to do in a bar. So I think people get really upset when they work it up in their minds and, you know, they see this person, they go on a date and they're like, oh, that's not my soulmate. And I'm like, it's literally just to meet people. It's not, you know, don't take it so deep. But yeah, I go. I mean, look, it's hard. Like anyone single out there will tell you it's really a difficult time
to be single.
It's
what would you say to people that say like, you know, dating in New York is hard, dating in LA is hard? Like, is it that? Is it like per city?
Oh my God. In like January, I was on a podcast and I was doing a bit. Like obviously I'm a pretty sarcastic person and I was like, everywhere is equally bad apart from LA, which is like the worst. And people were like, you're disgusting. Like get out of LA. We hate you. Like you influencers ruined LA. Like they talk about people taking it so far in another direction. I was like, it was supposed to be a joke. Clearly you didn't find it funny. That's fine. But like relax. I do think LA is extra bad to date in because people are so flaky. And also everybody in LA like wants to have proximity to famous people in some way or another. And I just feel like
yeah, people are cooler about that here.
Sure. People in New York are like, you know, I don't have experience dating a ton of places. I dated in San Francisco and in London and LA and New York. So to me, LA is the worst. That's my opinion. That's an opinion. Remember what an opinion is?
You had something else that people got really mad about. The birthday.
Oh,
not birthday dinner. God. Sorry.
No, the birthday dinner.
Oh, it's just birthday dinner.
I said
the birthday dinner wasn't even about dating. It was about
it's like if you invite people to your birthday dinner and you pick the restaurant, you should pay for everybody. And people were like sending me death threats. I was like, guys, this is not that deep. It's about birthday dinner. But I just thought it's insane when people say like, oh, I'm picking the restaurant. It
made like the Daily Mail.
No, it literally was on page 6. And I was like, I truly think we need to be talking about something better. Like, this is crazy.
Wait, did anybody like important get pissed about it? Or it was just like so many people did?
So many people were just like, you're snobby, you're elitist. And I was like, like, you're not listening, actually.
Did you stick to your opinion?
Yeah, 100%. And it's also a classic case of not being able to read or listen because what I was saying is actually, no, which literally no one reads or listens like to the end of it. And that, by the way, that happens to me all the time on like, I have a column in Grazia magazine and they'll post like on Instagram a few slides and people will like fire off in the comments and I'm like, you didn't read the article. Like I know you didn't. I can tell you didn't from this comment, but you've chosen to go off of like one quote. Yeah. And it's just like, that's the world we live in today. And I'm kind of in a new phase where I'm like pushing back and I'm like firing back in the comments and I'm like, you can't read because you didn't read this. You're making an assumption off of one quote because you just want to fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you actually are listening to what I'm saying about the birthday thing, I think it's rude that people assume that their friends should pay for them. And what if they pick like a fancy restaurant? And I was actually reacting to a TikTok where a guy had said, oh, I denied going to this birthday dinner because it was a very expensive restaurant. And then my friend got mad at me. And I was like, that's really messed up.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't expect that. And in some friend groups, people even expect that everybody pays for the birthday person as well.
Right.
And I just think like...
Wait, so your thought was if I throw a birthday party at a restaurant, I have to pay for everyone I invited?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Do you stand by it?
I do.
You do?
I do.
First of all, it's very nice to do.
Especially if it's like a restaurant that you pick. Like if your friends say to you, oh, look, we want to take you out for your birthday, like our treat, like let's go to get pizza or whatever, blah, 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 fine, like they can pay for you. But if you're like, oh, we're going to my birthday dinner at like, I don't know, an expensive restaurant and everybody pays for me, like that's kind of
What if everyone pays for themselves though? You prefer to all your friends do what you do?
No.
Okay.
And I had my best friend, who I call Wig or Pig, he had his birthday at Mr. Chow and we all paid for him and we like fully laughed about it because if you are a normal person, you can disagree with someone and not have like a mental breakdown about it. Like he's literally my best friend and he was like, oh my God, are you calling me out because you paid for Mr. Chow that one time? And I was like, no, I just like, that's my opinion generally.
Well, here's what I think. I feel weird when it's prefix. That's a whole other level.
Dude.
Because like, then it's like.
It's insane.
Venmo me. $250, you know?
No.
For a menu that you have no say in because it's like 3 options. So for me, like, let's say with birthday things, like I think it's really nice to do what you said, but I understand if everyone just puts in a card. But I think with prefix birthday dinners, that's a whole other level.
It's a whole other level. It's insane. It's like you don't even get to choose. And then I just think that a lot of breakdowns in adult friendships come from like resentment and not setting boundaries. And I think the more that you can just be honest with people, it actually preserves your friendship longer. You know, everybody's in a different situation when they're an adult. Everybody has different, ways on their time, financial situations. The more honest you can be with people, the better off your friendship will be.
Yeah.
And just like set the boundary and say, oh, sorry, can't do it. Can't swing it this time. Love you. Like, we'll go for a walk, or like, I'll take you for coffee, or like, oh, I got you a cake or something. Like, just figure out a different way.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's like bachelorette parties and shit are a whole other.
Literally.
Which, like, I asked you a few weeks ago when you posted another wedding. Like, do you go to every wedding you're invited to?
No, that's the crazy thing.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So what? You have so many friends?
I've been a bridesmaid 12 times at the end of this year. Crazy.
A bridesmaid?
A bridesmaid. Yeah.
And okay, seriously, were all those people bridesmaid worthy?
Yeah, I mean,
like you felt like this makes sense. I'm a bridesmaid.
Look, it's an honor to be asked to be in someone's wedding. It means like, they want you on their special day. I think that the age you are like really dictates who you want to be in your bridal party. I think it changes a lot. Like I've been being a bridesmaid for like, almost 10 years now, so it's different for everybody. And my relationship to being a bridesmaid has changed and weddings have changed. I'm kind of pussyfooting around the issue a little bit, but
you really are.
I don't know. It's difficult for me to say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because some weren't.
No, some of them.
Well, some people probably have like a lot of bridesmaids.
Some people want a lot of bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's like very important for people is to have like a huge bridal party.
Would you have bridesmaids?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Mm-mm.
So you wouldn't even get like your payback day?
No. I don't even know if like, and I'm conscious of that, the fact.
By
that,
the way,
like,
please less people have bridesmaids. I just find it like such a dumb concept.
It's
like
do you have bridesmaids?
No, so I'm allowed to say that. Everybody calm down, because I got married in Israel,
right?
As did most of my friends. So they don't do that there.
Okay, so yeah.
So to me, what goes on here, like there we do a bachelorette party, but it's usually super chill. Like either like. I would say it would be equivalent to here, like renting an Airbnb, let's say upstate, and just everyone going to sleep together and hanging out and drinking and whatever. We're here, you guys like go to Mexico for the fucking bachelorette, then do the bridal shower, the bridal party, engagement, something, rehearsal. I'm like,
it's very expensive
and crazy commitment.
Yeah. It's a lot. And it's just like,
I can't believe you've been 12 times this year.
Yeah. I'm going to a bachelorette party on Friday, but it's my best friend. It's my very best friend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited.
Are you like an everyone's my best friend, Sheena person?
No. Okay.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. That
just
comparison.
In that regard.
Whoa. No, because I'm actually everybody's best friend.
Sheena would say that.
I know. But no, I have a lot of close friends. I think it's because I moved away from home when I was, like 19, and I moved so far away from my family because they live in London.
19 was the move
from London to California.
Wait, until then you were London?
Yeah.
So where's your accent?
My parents are American. I'm like a Midwestern girl, like to my core. Like they're both from Michigan. And then when I was a baby, they moved to London, and they were like every American, couple. They were like, "Oh my God, we love London. Let's just go move for a year."
Why did they give you the accent?
I had one in school. Because I went to a British all girls school, and I didn't want to be different from my friends, obviously. But then at home, my parents, they've lived in London for 33 years. They're still the most American people you've ever met in your life. Like they literally take Jif peanut butter. Like they bring it back to London in their suitcase. Like they bring back all the American products, whatever. Anyway, so they're super American. So I always had two accents growing up, and I kind of like used my accent freshman year in college to make all my friends, and then it just kind of like dropped off.
Yeah,
that's why I don't ever believe anybody if they go live somewhere for like 2 years and then they come back with the accent. It's like, please, that's not real.
Yeah.
They're lying.
Hilaria. No, but I mean, a British accent would get you even further in life.
I know. If I kept it, I would be like fully famous by now.
I mean, babe, you are. You've been doing so much shit.
No.
I mean, we're 2024. When did this all start? 2020?
Yeah.
Wild.
It's been crazy. It's been really fun. It's been fun.
So before that, you just wanted to be a straight up Carrie Bradshaw writer?
I wanted to be a writer. I honestly, like, I'm kind of like making it a nicer story than it was. Like, I wanted to be a writer, but I could tell I wasn't going to make a living doing that. So I was doing literally odd jobs, and I was really lost. I was like fully having a panic attack, being like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
But you were getting writing gigs. Like, you wrote
I
cool
wrote
places?
But I 100% like Teen Vogue, Pop Sugar, but like I was making $100, $200 a piece. Like, it was not enough to live. And so I was doing like consulting for other brands, like helping them with their social media, but it was very month to month type of vibe.
Oh, so you weren't staff at these places?
No, I was freelance.
You had like writing, and how does that work? Like you write
pitch. It's like it's very like hard on you if you're a sensitive person, which I am really sensitive. It's very hard because you just get rejected the whole time. You pitch and you pitch and you pitch, and then the editors are like, "Okay, I'll take it for $100. Okay, I'll take it for $200." And then you quickly write it up, and then you're like, "Okay, I need my next one," and it's just like.
And you went to school for journalism?
Yeah, I did English at Stanford, and then I went to Parsons for fashion journalism masters.
Oh, you did a master's in New York?
In New York.
Oh, so you lived in New York at that time?
I lived in New York for 2 years, and then after that, I was so lost, and I wasn't getting that much writing work that I was like, okay, let me move to LA and like be with some of my college friends, and maybe find more work out here, be different or whatever.
Are you happy that you did like a master's?
Master's wasn't worth it for me. I'm going to be real with you. I know it's an immense privilege to go to grad school. I really do. But it like for the time and the money, it wasn't worth it for me. I was honestly getting more writing gigs before I went to, because it's just, anyone who's a freelance writer will know it's like more about the hustle. They don't give a fuck if you have a journalism degree. They're like, can you get 500 words to me by tomorrow?
I just want to know, like, nobody's asked for my degree.
No.
Ever.
Literally,
like,
no one
I could
cares. Have
lied this whole time.
No one cares.
I've never once had to prove that I went to college.
I know. It's crazy.
It kind of hurts. Like, kind of hurts. Like, make me prove it. Ask for some documentation. I paid all this money.
I know.
I
know. And it's so funny because like you think it matters so much when you're younger. And I was
Where
like,
you go in your GPA.
Oh my God. Like
I graduated magna cum laude. Okay. Woo! And like, no, was never able to say that until right now. Cause like nobody cares. Nobody asked.
Nobody cares. And people care even less now. Like it's so crazy. Now I think everything is just changing so much. Like nobody literally cares about college anymore.
Like, should I tell my kids it doesn't matter?
I was going to ask you what your strategy
No, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Right now it doesn't matter. He's not even 4 yet. But I wonder now, I'm like, when he's in high school, like struggling with chemistry, should I be like, it doesn't actually matter?
I know.
Maybe I will.
Honestly, maybe, because the amount that I thought
Why stress that much?
Like, I thought I was going to need to use Pythagorean theorem every day. I thought that was like jobs. I thought that you go to work and you'd be like, okay, time to get out.
I'll just be like, I mean, it does. Some would say like it teaches you like things about life, like trying hard.
100%. And I think it's good to try hard. And I think it's good I think all that stuff is like good for young people, like to try and whatever. And it's okay to be bad at things too. Like it's good for kids to be bad at things, but it's just like, I wish that they had taught us a few different things.
Right. It's like, at least like update the curriculum,
One thing I would really love for them, and this is being dead serious now, I think that we need to add a class to every single high school in internet literacy, like in being able to decipher what's
of the internet though, Tinx.
No, I know, but it's like, it's not going away. And I just, I want kids to be able to realize like, and I know that they would find it boring and roll their eyes, but I think subconsciously it would sink in their minds if the teacher was like, okay, this is a filter. Like, this is a filter. Right. And like this is how you know it's a filter. And they'd be like, oh, we know, because kids start so young with all the screens and whatever now. But like, I still think it's important. I'm sorry, I know that's dorky, but I think it's really important.
Yeah.
And I just think that as everything gets more intense, the AI, the deep fakes, all this stuff, like we need to be teaching our young people what's real and what's fake.
Yeah.
Or even to like realize what's a real news source and what's a fake news source. People post random shit all the time and I'm like, this is made up.
Right.
So
do you use like filters and apps and stuff?
I use the Paris filter on Instagram pretty much every time. Yeah. It's just a one swipe.
You don't need it though.
I do.
No, you don't. I'm looking at you right now. You're not Paris filtered.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Oh my God, I won't forget that I was talking to it always makes me laugh. I think it was Stassi Schroeder, and we were talking about like the Paris filter, and she's like, I sometimes like double Paris. I was like, you double Paris? I was like, you don't need to double Paris.
I know.
And like the thing is like the Paris, I stopped using it like a few years ago just because it was like such an easy. It's like and then you get compliments like your skin is so good and you feel like a little fraud.
I know. I definitely do feel like a fraud, and I always try to remind them.
Imagine you start putting an asterisk like Paris filter.
No, literally. But yeah, it does really smooth you out, and you do look a lot better, and it's like
nice.
And it's bad. See, I think it's bad that I consider that almost like a non-filter filter.
Right.
Because it's just like that's
like, oh, just
like a given. And it's like, that's not a given. It literally makes you look like you have 0 pores and 0 wrinkles.
Right. But at least it's not like making your lips bigger and your nose smaller and, you know.
I don't Facetune.
Okay.
Which I'm not asking for a medal or anything, but I just like.
I feel like with the way you talk sometimes, Tinx, you already have an answer. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like
something somebody could say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's called internet trauma. That's because no, it's
like you're like, I don't need a medal because like you can already like your brain thinks that quick that you could see somebody being like, oh, she wants a medal for that.
My brain literally thinks in terms of negative comments, which is really sad. Like that's really sad.
Yeah.
And I am trying to fix that. I've been working very hard. I have been working hard on that because it's simply from being on the internet for too long. And like I said, I'm really sensitive. So I'm like, if I say it first, then they can't say it. But I need to just toughen up and like not be so weird.
Right. And especially because it is mostly love.
I know.
You know? And then you get that like one thing that like can drive you.
Yeah. I think
of the wallsies.
I think being misunderstood is like very hard for me. Like as a person, it always has been. Like I really don't like it. And so that's
like think of Kim.
Dude,
She's
I know.
misunderstood in every. Imagine Kim had to explain herself all the time. Like she would come on Instagram and be like, "No, you guys, I didn't actually like edit the Taylor Swift video." Oh my god, I'm gonna
the nobody wants to work
like,
anymore thing. Like I felt for her so in that moment because I knew exactly what she meant.
Yeah,
and I was just like, that would drive me up the wall,
right? And because she has restraint, though.
She had restraint.
She has restraint to be like, nobody understands me. Everybody thinks, X and it was Y.
Yeah.
And like, fuck it, let them think it.
Just like,
and it's such a like, I mean, obviously she's a machine and we can't come close to that. But even to take a little bit of like, how am I letting this get to me when she got,
I know. I know. And it's so funny because when I think about the people, creators, celebrities, whoever, who I respect and I like to watch the most, they're the people that never explain themselves. They never qualify. Yeah. They say their ideas and they're like, yep, that's my thought.
Qualifying is so lame.
It's so lame. I work so hard every day to try not to, but
I know.
It's an upward battle for me.
I know. I agree. I mean, I do the same thing. I want to qualify so much. And then you're like, fuck it. And then you don't even say what you wanted to say because you wanted to qualify. And
it's what you were saying before. You're just like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I can't even like get this thought out.
So how did the dating thing start? Because when you started, it wasn't dating.
It wasn't that much dating. And then I just started talking about like what was going on in my life and what I found interesting. And I just, I feel like I really messed up with dating in my 20s and that I made every mistake that you could. And I think maybe it's the all-girls school thing. I was in a sorority. Like I've always loved giving and getting advice. And so it just kind of evolved very naturally. And I love that. And like I said, dating is really difficult right now.
So do you think you're good at it?
I was about to qualify again. I don't know that I'm good at dating, but I'm good at being happy when I'm single. And people are always like, well, you're not married, so why would I take dating advice for you?
I was going to ask you that.
And my belief is that you can't rush timing. You can put yourself out there, you can do your best, but like if you don't meet your person, what are we supposed to do?
Like, that you're not settling.
So therefore, like I think I found a way to be really happy and content while I think that people don't understand the duality of like, I'm so excited to be in love. Like, I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. But I'm not going to sit here and waste my life and be like, oh, my life doesn't start until I meet my person. That's so ungrateful.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a waste of life. I'm a really big into gratitude person. Like every day that you're alive is truly a gift. And I just refuse to waste the young years of my life being like, I'm so miserable. Like I'm so sad. Like I can't.
Did you have a time like that though?
For sure. And I regret it. I look back at those years and I was like, I wish I was at a rave. I wish I was, partying with my friends. I wish I was, I don't know, trying a new job, but doing anything but just sitting there feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah.
So when people are like, why should people take advice from you? I'm like, I don't think it's like, I never sold myself as like how to get a husband 101.
Right.
But simply be happy until you find that person and be more of a complete full human so that when they drop in, you're like, I'm ready to go. I've done the work. I feel good about myself. And then you can go into your relationship.
Do you feel like now if you met somebody, you'd be like a good girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I know what I need. I've dated a lot. So I know what I like, what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like ready to give myself to someone in the best way.
Yeah.
So, that's.
Do you slide into dudes' DMs?
I've done a few embarrassing ones.
Like famous people?
Yeah.
Like anyone can tell us?
I said it on the other day on my podcast, Christopher Abbott, who is the guy from Girls. So niche.
Oh my God, that's so niche. By the way.
Which like is so cringe.
I mean, did he answer?
No, he didn't even read it.
I mean, he has like 400 followers though. Oh my God, he answered a DM from me though. But I went to his play.
Okay.
But he was really like appreciative.
I should have gone to his play.
You should have gone to his play.
I think it's over now.
It was with
Audrey Plaza.
Right. So I went. He was crazy. Oh. Let's see our DMs.
You know who else I slid into?
Wait, this is not what he looks like. Thank you. Thank you for coming to see. It means a lot.
Oh my God, he gave you a heart. I'm jealous.
No, he's really good, but he is troubled, I feel like. And also on Girls, right? Didn't they kill him? Didn't they? Him. Wait, do you still have that though?
No.
Wait, Christopher Abbott, who else?
May he rest in peace, Angus Cloud.
Stop.
Yeah, I remember because right when the show came out, I was like, oh my God. And then I saw him at the US Open like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like in the box next to me. And I was like, oh, he's so cute. Like, I love him. So may he rest in peace.
Stop. Beautiful Did he see it?
No.
No.
Euphoria was like blowing up at that point. So I'm sure his DMs were crazy.
I mean, are there a lot more that you're not telling us about? Because I would have been sliding in all day if I was like a single influencer.
I would tell you. I don't think so.
No?
My type is also not very like leading man celebrity, as you can see. Like it's like not, it's more just like, it's not a look. It's like a vibe of like kind of like sexy, like, I don't know. So
a little
not the leading man. Never
right,
like the Brad Pitt. That couldn't be me. It's more
like
just
smoke
like
cigarettes.
Yeah. Like tattoos, like, that
yeah,
kind of
and
vibe.
still. Like, is that going to be the father of your kids, you think?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe not, because you don't always get your type.
You don't always, yeah.
But what do you say when Tinx slides into a DM? Because I feel like people don't ask you that. What do you say? Like, what's your pickup line?
Oh my God, you know whose DMs I slid into is Jesse Solomon from Summer House. But listen, I discovered him. I slid into his DMs in 2020.
No.
Yeah. So when this past season aired, I was like, gosh, that guy looks so familiar. I was like, I probably matched with him on Hinge. I'm going through. I'm like, no. I go to my Instagram. I don't follow him, but I go to my DMs, and I had DM'd him in 2020. He had a picture of a cat, of him holding a cat, and I'm a cat lady. And so I had sent it to him and said, okay, fine, I'll come to Miami. Because he lived in Miami at the time, I guess.
Well, that was forward.
And he did respond, but kind of like blowing me off, whatever vibe. And then we since reconnected, and I was like, I did discover you, to be fair, because he's obviously
But how did you find him then?
What do you mean?
In 2020?
That's what I don't remember. I mean, it could be that I had mutual friends with him, because I do have some mutual friends with him, or I could have maybe seen him on Hinge. I'll tell you what I do, which is a lot of the times I'll see a guy on a dating app and then I'll DM him, because it's just like sexier to get a DM than a dating app.
Right.
Like cringy, but anyway.
But then they know, because they're like, how did she get to me?
But I feel like they kind of like if they're cool, and that's also like
crazy. First of all, what a loss for you, Jesse Solomon.
No, I love him. He's so sweet. He's the best, and he's also so handsome and like whatever. So
wait, did you go to a summer house party this summer?
Yes, but I literally don't know what I'm allowed to say, because they made us sign 5,000 sheets of paperwork, and I really should have read it better, because I don't even know if I'm allowed to admit that. But yes, I did go.
Was it fun?
Yeah. They're filming. A filming party is like a different vibe.
Would you go on like a summer house?
I wouldn't go on summer house because I love to be a viewer. I literally live.
So you would?
I wouldn't go on it. No.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No. I wouldn't want to be on it because I'm like, it's a perfect show. I like it as it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's good. Like,
would you go on any reality TV?
Yeah, why not? Never say never. I mean, probably be terrible for my personality type if as I just said, I hate being misunderstood, and it's like completely up to the producers what your edit is.
Right.
But never say never. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, let's do a few quick ones.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Glenn Powell or Paul Mescal? I think I know.
Glenn Powell.
What? He's leading man.
I know, but like I've hung out with him in person before, and he's like really funny.
He looks like a good guy.
But Paul Mescal does wear those shorts.
Wait, why aren't we sliding into Glenn Powell's DMs?
Because we're like friend vibes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Brad Pitt or Ryan Reynolds?
Brad Pitt.
Okay. Austin Butler or Jacob Elordi?
I don't know, man. Neither of them are really my type.
What?
Yeah. I sound like a pick me girl, but they just like.
Wait, pick me girl means like when you have an opinion that.
When you're kind of like.
You don't like what everybody likes?
When you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you got a salad. I only eat pizza. Or like, oh, I don't really have that many girlfriends. Like, I'm just one of the boys. Or like, oh, let's go to a game tonight. Like, I feel like drinking some beer. The problem is that I actually do have a few pick-me-girl things about me, which is like.
I feel like we all do.
I love beer. I actually do have a lot of guy friends, but I have a lot of girlfriends too. What other pick-me-girl things are there about me?
Wait, is it pick-me-girl if I like having an opinion that isn't one of the masses?
No.
Oh, that's not pick me?
No, that's cool. That's no.
Oh, I thought that was pick me.
No, it's like trying to make yourself feel special and different. Like if you held that opinion to try and make yourself feel special and different, that would be pick me. But you just have those opinions. Like I know you and you just have them. Okay,
now it's a game that I wanted to call Ick or Pick, but I only made
I love that.
2 examples.
Okay, fine.
But isn't it a good name?
That's a really good name.
A guy follows you already.
Ick.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry. Why are you following me?
Why are you following me? But you do have male followers.
I have like 3.
Okay, okay. If a guy has a high body count.
It doesn't necessarily bother me. I don't love the term body count. I
don't either. I'm being Love Island though.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
I'm being ironic.
It doesn't necessarily bother me. I'm very like.
But on Love Island, by the way, it's like 74. I don't know what it is in real life. I only know like Love Island.
I think that's like.
You think that could be real life?
I know it's real life. Like I know some of my friends.
Oh wow.
But I'm very like, as long as you're safe.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have more sex.
Okay. And small dick.
Obviously.
But you give advice about that? No? Like, do girls ask you a lot? Like
a lot about it. They're like, oh my God, I like him so much, but he has a small dick.
So what
and
do you say to them?
It's really not about the size of it. It's like if they can use it. Like you can have amazing sex. Like they can be an amazing partner even if they're small.
Yeah.
It's just like about how like sexual and sensual
they are. But
like
if Tinx gets to bed with like a small D, does she go on a second date?
Presumptuous of you to think I would sleep with him on the first date.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I would. Yeah, I think it's like I would.
Yeah.
I would. Again, it's like
also depends. I'm not talking, by the way, guys. I'm really not talking about like a condition, you know?
No.
Like I think not
medical. Yeah, see, you're qualifying because you know there's going to be people being like, I have a micro penis.
No.
I was studied in a lab because it was so small.
A micro penis, that's like crazy. But I'm saying like, because there are like just smaller than others. And I'm sure that's what people are asking you. Like smaller than average. We're not talking about like a pinky.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I genuinely think it's like about how much they take care of you, like how much they turn you on, like are they going down on you? All stuff like that matters way more than the size of it.
By the way, you talk about porn, masturbating, all those things. And It's me, Tinx mom.
I know, she follows me.
So
well, we have a rule. We have a rule.
What's the rule?
She's literally not allowed to comment on anything about that. Otherwise, she gets blocked.
Okay, but like,
and she doesn't care.
How didn't you even make that rule? Like I feel like I'm so open with my mom. Like I tell my mom everything.
Yeah.
And even when I was younger, I used to be like, I hooked up with this guy, but like that would be weird. Like masturbating and porn with mom
I know. But she was like, she gets so sad. Every time I block her from my stories, she's like, no, please, I don't want to say anything.
Because she knows.
She knows. She's very chill about it. We just don't speak about that kind of thing. And like, I think it's fine. Like we're all adults here.
Like it doesn't.
Sometimes I'm literally cringe if I'm like, yeah, like gargle on his balls and like put your finger in his butthole. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's me, Tinx mom.
I'm like, it's me, Tinx mom. Like, whoa, I feel bad for you. But honestly, she doesn't care.
She doesn't.
And a funny thing is, I don't talk about it with her. Like, even if I start to date someone, I won't even tell her until we're like official because I'm so like, I just like, moms can be so much about that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I don't even like, I would never tell her that stuff. But
does she get on you like about dating and
she's like, you should go on some more dates. And
yeah.
But she's very
like, or DJ.
Or she's like, or DJ. She's like, by the way, she was very much like, why are you DJing again? But now she gets it.
She gets it.
I think she knows that it's just kind of, she's gonna let me do my thing. And I've always been on my own timing kind of person, like, whatever. So.
Because what is timing?
Literally, we're all on our own path.
Wait, you have a birthday coming up soon, no?
September.
Turning?
34.
What do you feel about it?
I feel fine. I honestly feel good because I feel like I am kind of looking bad for the young 30s now. So I'm about to enter the mid 30s and I'm about to be like the hottest of the mid 30s. I swear to God, that's how I'm thinking about it. Because now I'm like, it's like
she looks so good. Now for 34.
Like, the young 30s are kind of like a group, and then it's like mid 30s. So now it's like, ooh, she looks good for her mid 30s.
Yeah. Welcome. The mid 30s are good.
I think so. I also, once you get over the hump, like also to all my single people out there, and you're like, oh, if you're young, if you're like late 20s or early 30s, whatever. Once you get over the hump of like, I'm not going to be a 29-year-old bride, like. You kind of become free and you're like, now it doesn't really matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least that's how I view it. I'm just like, who knows?
And also like, I really do feel like with age, things become better.
100%.
Like you're not going through as many phases, obviously. Like, look at your pretty nails.
I know.
I didn't like those long ones.
Yeah.
Those long, colorful ones.
You just like figure out what matters to you more. And you're just like, I don't need to do that. Like, it's okay. And you get better at setting boundaries. You kind of are more secure in your friendships. Right. And like, that's why when people do fall in love when they're older, it like tends to go faster. They're like, oh yeah, we were engaged in a year or whatever, because it's just like, and there's no better, there's no worse. It's just the people you're supposed to be with on your own timeline. Like there's no master timeline.
So what else is coming up for you? Anything exciting?
I'm DJing a few more times this summer, which will be so fun. Potting, radioing, writing, the usual. Yeah.
Well, I love you.
Thank you for having me.
Coming
this
on.
was so fun and easy.
So fun.
I love you, and I can't wait for you to be on my pod. Woo!